Time for your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, June 26, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. 2 medical marijuana dispensaries opened in Vermont from the Brattleboro Reformer. 2 medical marijuana dispensaries have opened in Vermont after the legislature passed a law allowing the drug to be dispensed to patients with chronic illness or intractable pain. Champlain Valley Dispensary opened Monday in Burlington, and the Vermont Patients Alliance opened a similar dispensary in Montpelier days before. A third facility is planned in Brandon. 2 years ago, the legislature passed a law permitting medical marijuana to be dispensed under strict rules. The legislator must consider what marijuana is selling for on the black market. The dispensaries must consider what marijuana is selling for on the black market when they set their prices. Quote, "We have to be concerned about the black market price. We can't undercut that price because that might cause someone to resell it," end quote, said one dispensary owner. The dispensary provides 2 strains of marijuana in 3 different potencies. The drug goes for $225 to $450 an ounce, depending on its quality, but most patients get smaller amounts. The dispensary serves 12 to 15 patients. NAACP supports Pennsylvania bill to legalize recreational use of marijuana, from PennLive.com. The NAACP is getting behind Senator Dalen Leach's bill to legalize the recreational use of marijuana. Leach, a Democrat from the 17th District, says that legalizing it and then taxing it could create a revenue stream that could be used to fund schools and roads. The NAACP is backing this bill in Pennsylvania, saying the war on drugs is a catastrophic failure and targets minorities. The bill would legalize and regulate marijuana, allowing law enforcement to shift focus and resources into more serious crime, Leach says. Lab tests show hemp fabric stops spread of deadly bacteria, from theweedblog.com. A study conducted by the Association for Professionals in Infection Control and Epidemiology showed that each year an estimated 2 million Americans contract MRSA during hospital stays, and at least 90,000 die from it. New research has found that hemp fabrics actually kill bacteria, including MRSA. In a test conducted on a hemp blend fabric, 60% hemp, 40% rayon, where the fabric was infected with staph, researchers found that the hemp material killed the staph bacteria at an incredible rate. The material was found 98.5% bacteria-free upon the first measurement. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Microbiology tested both methicillin-sensitive and methicillin-resistant staphylococcus that are common on hospital materials such as clothing, towels, scrubs, lab coats, privacy drapes, and splash aprons, and found the bacteria survived on every material for at least 1 day, and in some instances as long as 90 days. Replacing any number of these items with hemp-based materials could severely reduce transmission of these deadly bacterias. Lebanon High School to start drug testing students with parking passes, from KSPR.com. It's almost like a pop quiz. Lebanon High School will randomly drug test students with parking passes. Starting next year, the school will randomly test 20 students every 2 weeks. High school principal Kevin Lowry says that's about 480 students a year. The district will spend $8,000 a year on the tests, and even Lowry admits it'll take money away from other activities like sports. Still, he calls it a worthwhile investment. Drivers aren't the only ones subject to the random tests. The district's policy requires tests for any student-athlete or student who signs up for an extracurricular activity. Slow drug testing stymies court cases across Alabama, from Alabama.com. The evidence room of the Dothan Police Department overflows with seized marijuana, cocaine, and other drugs. The evidence logs are bulging. Dothan Police Lieutenant Bubba Ott said, as the department is forced to keep evidence, primarily for narcotics, long enough for the confirmation from the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences that police identification of the substance is correct. From a statewide perspective, we are 30,382 behind in cases right now, said Montgomery Regional Laboratory Director Catherine Richard. She also said, quote, our oldest case here is from July 2012, end quote. Ott said Dothan police run into the problem of getting misdemeanor drug offenders prosecuted before the 1-year statute of limitation runs out. This has been your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, June 26, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, we go behind the headlines to take a look down under in Australia, where a coroner says cannabis probably contributed to a motocross rider's death. We'll show you the junk science behind this supposition when we come back. You're listening to The Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org.